Well, Leslie, you remember about 2 years ago when we did our first pros and cons video about Staunton.
2 years.
Oh, that's right. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of living in Staunton, Virginia.
Hard to
Wow,
believe.
it's hard to believe.
It sure is. So I know we were sitting down and we were thinking the other day that it's been a long time since we've done one. So
Yeah,
why
we've
don't
had
we
some people ask us about an update.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't we do another one? So that
Let's
is
do it.
what we're going to do. We're going to give you today an updated and expanded pros and cons video about Staunton. So hang around until the end of this video where we're going to give you a detailed and real life view of 8 more pros and cons about Staunton.
8 more.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
8 more. But before we do all that, let's go and get started
Right now.
Hi, my name's Stephen.
And I'm Leslie, and we are local real estate agents here in the amazing Shenandoah Valley of Virginia.
No doubt, and we get text, phone calls, and emails all the time from folks who are looking to sell homes or purchase a home. And it's really been our honor over the last few years to really help everybody who's contacted us. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're looking for a home right now. And if that's the case, what do they need to do, Leslie?
They need to call us, text us, or email us. All of that information is in that description down below. So pick up that phone.
No doubt. And if you like our channel, we'd also be honored if you click that subscribe button, touch that bell icon, so you can come along for all of our adventures, like when we talk about what pros and cons we're going to talk about today, go into neighborhoods, or even when we go to a lot of the festivals and fun events around the area here.
We have fun.
We do. We have a lot of fun. So, like I said earlier, about 2 years ago, Leslie and I did our first pros and cons video about Staunton. Now, if you want to know at least 12 or 13 more, I'd say, pros and cons of Staunton, please click on this video right here and watch it, because it's going to give you a lot of basic information and, like I say, 12 or 13 more pros and cons. But today, we wanted to really get into the nitty-gritty of Staunton's pros and cons. So we're going to expand on some of the ones we talked about in our first video, and we're also going to give you 8 new ones, as I said, that we didn't mention in our first video. So if you're interested, let's go ahead and start with the first one. And the first pro is that Staunton is an epicenter for the arts in the Shenandoah Valley.
Yes, we have discussed this in prior videos. One of those is the media arts, and we have some amazing artists here in the area.
You're gobsmacked.
They are, I mean, some of the paintings and the sculpture and all of the different mediums that people can use here in the area is just beautiful.
Yeah, and the glass blowing as well. We'll talk about that in a second. But all of these, there's a lot of different artisans in town, and some of them have individual studios, and some of them have group studios. Yeah, co-ops all through town. So, and it's also, that's kind of the cool thing about being in Staunton. It's very common to meet and talk to local artists here in the Staunton area.
Or sell them houses. I've sold houses to a few of the local artists here in the area.
That's true. So one of them, one of the art galleries that I think of offhand is the Co-Art Gallery in downtown Staunton. And like I said, again, it's local artisans. And the thing about it is they have to be able to create at a superior level in order to display their works in there. It's not like just, okay, it's a place you go and anything you put it in. You have to be qualified, I guess, to get in
They
there.
have a set of criteria.
There's an application process, no doubt. So another place I know you love to go is...
I know, Sunspots. It's a glass blowing place, and you can go in there and just watch the artists make things, but you can also go in there and participate. Stefan a few years ago sent me there, or we went together to go and blow a globe in there, and it is just beautiful. It's got all different colors in it, and I had a lot of fun. So no matter
North
what...
America, South America, no, not that kind of globe.
Not that kind of
Christmas ornament globe. So we had a lot of fun. And so now another thing that Staunton is very well known for in the arts is their area of musical arts.
Yes.
I mean, it is huge in Staunton. I mean, Staunton is a treasure trove of all kinds of music, from classical to country to rock. And I mean, there's multiple concerts and events that take place throughout the year. And one of the large ones is the Staunton Musical Festival.
The 10-day
Staunton
summer
Music Festival, yeah. And it features vocal, symphonic, and chamber music, and
Right.
it's hosted at several different venues across Staunton.
Around town.
And it includes free programs, ticketed concerts. There's also lectures along the way, and there's even dinners that you can go to
You can
ticket
get
as well.
tickets to and hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But another one
Right.
is
The other one
yeah.
is the Heifetz Music Festival. And it's really cool. It's in cooperation with Mary Baldwin University, and they collab together. And it features some incredibly gifted students from all over the world, actually, not just local. And so the renowned faculty there at Mary Baldwin and some special guests that come together. It's about a month long that they create all of this wonderful music and all of these different beautiful venues around Staunton.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, in 2024, the event hosted 163 students ranging from age 7 all the way up to age 26. They cut it off about that age. And they represented 15 countries internationally and 22 U.S. states. And like the Staunton Music Festival, many types of performances take place throughout the city of Staunton and even certain places throughout the entire Shenandoah Valley as well.
Right.
But there's another one that's kind of a fun one to go to.
It's so much fun. It's the 4th of July celebration called Happy Birthday America. And it's another, it's a celebration that they do at Gypsy Hill Park. And it's where a lot of different multiple artists gather, and they have this amazing stage there in Gypsy Hill Park that they feature, and they gather and they have this beautiful music celebration amongst all of the activities and events that they do on the 4th of July.
Yeah, and some of the past people that have been there, the Statler brothers, they were local residents here in the area, and also many other nationally known artists that we mentioned their names. You'd know who they were, especially back in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s when it was known as Happy Birthday USA. And so changed it a little bit, but you still have a lot of music and a lot of things. It used to be televised back in the day and everything. So, but like I say, it's still a really neat celebration right in Staunton, and a lot of good music while you're there. But another one that's kind of just a chill and relaxed one is the Stonewall Brigade Band. And they perform weekly during the summer at the Gypsy Hill Bandstand. And the thing about the Stonewall Brigade Band, it is the oldest continuous community-supported band in the United States. As a matter of fact, it can trace its history all the way back to 1854. And yeah, like I say, I mean, there's plenty of other types of music and venues to catch a performance at when you're in Staunton. Many of those are going to be at the wineries or breweries here in the area. But like I say, if you are in Staunton, you will have no shortage of the arts when you're in Staunton. But we still have one more type of art form to talk about here in Staunton, and that is the theatrical arts.
Drama.
Yes, all full of drama. So, but I mean, imagine being in a town of 25,000 people. Yeah, 25 would be little. But imagine being in a town of only 25,000 people and having 4 playhouses.
Wow.
Well, if you think that's impossible, you haven't been to Staunton, because guess what? Staunton's got all 4. You've got the American Shakespeare Center's Blackfriars Playhouse, the Shannon Arts Theater, the Silverline Theater Exchange, and the Oak Grove Theater. All of them are right here in Staunton. So let's start out with the Blackfriars Playhouse. Why don't you take that one?
Sure, the Blackfriars Playhouse, I can say it better.
Yeah.
It is the world's only recreation of Shakespeare's original indoor theater in the Blackfriars Theater in London. The performances are very intimate, and the Shakespearean setting makes it really, it's a delightful evening to spend there.
Yeah.
We actually got to spend some time there watching The Christmas Carol, which is Stefan's favorite Christmas play. And it's really like no other place you've ever been and experienced. It's really intimate and small in there. It is so cool.
I've seen the Christmas Carol at a lot of places, including Ford Theater this year. But everyone's unique, and this was unique as well. Another place in town is the Shannon Arts Theater. And the Shannon Arts Theater is probably the best example of a local community theater here in the area.
Musicals.
Yeah, musicals, also plays as well, but each year the theater puts on about 5 plays, and you'll recognize some of the more common titles as well. But they also do plays and musicals. that you might never have heard of before as well.
Right.
Now, their first play of this year here in 2025 was Treasure Island, which Leslie and I went to, and we really had a good time.
Yes.
It was really a good play.
Lots of fun.
It was
Nice date night.
It was a nice date night, nice fun night out. Now, another one of the theaters is the Silverline Exchange Theater.
Right. Silverline is the only black box theater here in town, and their approach to theater has a huge educational focus. They have classes that you can take and all of those things ranging in different ages. They have a website that you can check out, of course, for more information. But of course, they produce multiple plays throughout the year, but they also offer all of those classes, and it's also some dance classes.
Yep.
I haven't talked him into taking any of those with me yet, but from traditional acting to contemporary dance to improv and some other things.
Now the thing about it is Jeremy West, and I'll talk about this because I was actually one to talk to him.
Sure.
But Jeremy West is the artistic director for the theater, and I interviewed him in one of the 3 Stanton videos that we did about the arts.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's a great place to take in a play, or like I say, to learn more about the theater.
Right.
Now, the final place, I think, has to be the most unique place in
It is
town.
unique.
I don't know. They're all unique, but
We're used to kind of having an outdoor theater where we live, but
so
this
the
is really
Oak
cool.
Grove Theater. The Oak Grove Theater.
Why is it called that?
Well, because it sits right in the middle of an oak grove, just north of town, and it really is a neat venue under the shade of those oak trees.
Pretty cool.
You can sit on the theater seats now, which, unlike the benches that were made from the actual
past.
oak trees 71 years ago when the theater first opened. As a matter of fact, the theater puts on 5 plays during the summer as well.
Just 5.
And you can purchase all 5 plays. Why can I say you can? Because you have to.
You have
to purchase the
It's
whole
only way
season.
You can see one.
But I mean, really, with an entire season that costs you only $60 for
affordable.
5 plays,
Yeah.
I mean, you really just can't go along. So,
No.
but like I say, that's a lot about the arts in Staunton, and there's more as well. But if you want to know more about some of the arts in Staunton and the details, I would encourage you to watch these videos here that Leslie and I did about the arts in Staunton. They'll really give you a lot of information about that. All right, so we've got another pro coming up here.
More?
2 in a row.
Okay.
And that pro is there are multiple festivals throughout the year that take place in Staunton.
Yeah, we do.
No doubt. I mean, we've already talked about some of those. We talked about the Staunton Music Festival, the Heifetz Music Festival, but there's still more festivals in addition to those. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on telling you a lot more about what they are. You can get on their website and you can look for a lot of those.
Right.
But you can also enjoy other musical festivals, and there's an Art in the Park Day, there's lantern tours, there's annual historic house tours in Staunton as well.
Ghost tours.
Ghost tours, yeah. But we think that the one thing that's probably a favorite of ours and probably most everybody in town is Queen City Mischief and Magic. And I'll let the Queen tell you all about that.
Yeah, I do. I love it when my buyers come to me and go, okay, are we going to be able to move to the town that has the Harry Potter Festival? And we can't call it the Harry Potter Festival because of copyright and everything like that. So here in Staunton, we call it the Queen City Mischief and Magic, and it's so cool. Happens in the fall every year on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
And Friday.
And yeah, it starts Friday night, I guess. So, but it is so cool. They divide Staunton up into the 4 houses, and they have Quidditch matches. You can drink butterbeer. You can go and buy all kinds of Harry Potter things. And then there's those local people who make things that you can also purchase. There's vendors galore.
But all the characters are there too.
Okay, so yes, all of the characters. There's people here in the area.
Come in on the train.
They come in on the train there in downtown Staunton, and they come off. And they had an interactive thing that they had going on this year. They had a pin on, and you could collect jewels from the different actors who were pretending to be those people, and you can collect all these jewels on your dragon. And you had a pin that was made out of a dragon, which was pretty cool.
There's plenty of activities, different rooms you can go into and meet the characters.
I could talk about it all the time.
She could, can you tell? But it's really a fun weekend, and if you haven't been to it, and especially if you're a Harry Potter fan, I mean, there's people who come from all over the state and outside the state to come to it, and it really is a fun time, and it's growing every year. It just started a few years ago, but it's growing every year. So it's definitely a pro, is all the different festivals that we have here in Staunton. Well, let's move on to a con. She wanted to get there really quick, didn't you?
Yeah, let's go.
So here, this is a con. The con is that the downtown area of Staunton can flood. Now, I'm not talking about North Carolina hurricane type floods, but the water here can and does run down the street because of Staunton's geography of sitting amongst hills. Now, I got a map here, and if you look here, you'll see that there are many areas of Staunton where creeks flow down through the center of town and into Lewis Creek. Now, if we zoom in here a little bit closer, here in downtown Staunton, you'll see that the areas that tend to flood. These are in the flood zone, FEMA flood maps. Now, first of all, you'll see Lewis Creek down here, which basically flows from west to east. But then you'll see Peyton Creek here as well, but you really don't see it in Staunton.
Why?
Well, because most of it flows in tunnels underneath the city.
Which is pretty cool.
It is, and parts of Lewis Creek do the same thing as well, but especially Peyton Creek does that. I mean, you can only pretty much see Peyton Creek in the downtown area for a short distance between the police department and between the parking garage there in town. Now, here's a short video that I used in one of our other videos that shows you what it normally looks like. Now, in looking back at the map here, you're going to also see that much of the downtown activities, where they take place right there on Beverly Street, where we have meals in the evening, in the summertime, things like that on the street. And as you can imagine, with the water flowing together and meeting at the wharf area right here on the map in the downtown area.
That parking area.
Yeah, if too much rain comes, or if one of those huge downpours comes where it rains 2 or 3 inches in an hour, that underground creek becomes an underground river. And it can flow down Staunton streets. Now, 2020 was the most recent flood, really significant flood. Now, there's been others too, but that did damage to a large portion of the city.
Businesses.
Yeah, now remember, just a second ago, I showed you a clip of Peyton Creek flowing under the parking garage. Well, here's what it did in 2020 to the parking garage.
Imagine that much water coming up.
And it's what it did in 2020, and that parking garage sustained damage on the first level as the water washed part of that first level away. Now, it's not always as bad as it was in 2020. However, these flash floods do sporadically, I wish I could talk today, sporadically occur in parts of Staunton, including the downtown area, because of the creeks and the topography of the area. Now, there's not a whole lot that can be done about the floods because of it's underground and how it's built, but as a result of the flood in 2020, the city of Staunton has made several improvements to help prevent change, and these include flood sensors to know when the floodwaters are coming, also flood shields that go in front of the doors in the buildings, and also they've done the best they can to make sure that the water flow is improved, keeping the creeks clean and things like that. So here's the thing though, okay? Most of Staunton doesn't flood. So and
that's where all the businesses are down there.
That's correct. So
you're not going to actually probably live.
You might, but and there's other places in town that there are some houses that are affected. But the important thing to know is that if you purchase a home in the area here, just call Leslie or us, because we definitely know, or me, because we definitely know the areas of Staunton that are prone to flood. So you won't have to worry. If you give us a call, we can help you through that. You don't have to worry about, I guess, your backyard becoming a swimming pool, or your house becoming a swimming pool, or your basement, whatever.
All right, let's do a pro. We've talked enough about a con, so let's go over to a pro. And let's talk about the schools here in the area. All right, now, if you had asked us this question about 5 or 6 years ago, about the education in Staunton, we'd probably have given you a resounding con. But this kind of turned it around. The schools here in the area, I'm happy to say today, the Staunton schools, they get a pro rating actually. All of the schools in Staunton currently hold state accreditation and are performing well according to Virginia's Standard of Learning program. So as you can see, just 6 years ago, Staunton was ranked in the bottom 20% in the state out of Virginia's 131 districts. Today, though, they're ranked 43rd, which is the top third of the state. So they've been doing some things. Now,
now that doesn't mean that the schools are perfect.
No.
I mean, you've got a good educational improvement going from 40 up to 43rd and being in the top third of the state. But like I say, doesn't mean the schools are all perfect.
No,
and
they're not perfect.
the reason I say that is we got a couple kids that teach in one of the schools,
Yeah, we
and
do.
so we still hear those stories about some of the things that go on in the school. And
Right.
I think anymore that's kind of typical of many schools around the country as well, though. But like I say, from an educational point of view, Staunton has greatly improved,
They have improved.
that education. And so if you send your child to one of the schools in Staunton, the likelihood of them having the opportunity for a good education
Right.
is now in Staunton, where, like you said, 5 or 6 years ago, probably
It would have
wasn't
been a
there.
con.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do another back-to-back pro.
I don't know if I can handle that. Or
I know,
not.
right?
Too many pros.
So in Staunton, there's a large range of home values and multiple styles and types of homes,
Right.
giving you the opportunity to probably find what you're looking for.
Right.
Now, in town, you can find smaller, less expensive homes, or you can find multi-million-dollar homes as well.
Absolutely.
You can find fixer-upper homes or turnkey-ready homes.
Right.
You can find old homes. You can find new homes. And you can
I
find
get the
homes with
idea.
historical character. You can find homes with modern homes. You get the idea, right?
Now,
So-
if there is a con with the homes in Staunton, if it is that sometimes, like any town, you're going to find neighborhoods that could be better maintained.
Yeah, no doubt. But it's also like, on the positive side of that, it's also like most towns and cities. Staunton has many places where older homes have been extremely well maintained.
Absolutely.
And it also has neighborhoods with newer homes built in the last 30 years. So there's a great diversity of homes
There is.
there. And like I say, that's a lot, all that to say just this. There's plenty of options.
Right.
If you're looking for a turnkey ready home or historical home, a newer home,
Or maybe even a fixer-upper.
fixer-upper, if you're a first-time home buyer. But the question is, what do homes cost in Staunton? Well, that leads us to another, can you believe it, third one in a row. It's a pro.
Oh man,
Uh,
I
the
don't
pro-
know if I can handle
The
this.
pro is that the cost of homes in Staunton is really a pro.
Right.
Give you
There's
a little data here.
Let's do that.
I know how much you love data, so
I
I'll
know,
take
right?
this section.
You wanna take that
I'll take
one?
this
All right.
So, there were 438 homes that sold in Staunton in 2024, and they range in price
We
between.
sold a few of them.
We sold a few of them. You're right. They range in price between $35,000 and $1,595,000.
Right.
Now, in the last pros and cons video, I mentioned the cost of housing, I used generic numbers from other websites.
The housing here overall is about, according to payscale.com, is about 8% less than the housing across America.
And came up with a number of said it was about 8% less than the national average, the homes in Staunton. Well, that was using general data, but this time I actually really dug down into the data
We got
and
better.
I got drastically different results. First of all, you should know that in Q3 of 2024, the median sales price of a home is, according to the stlouisfed.org, was $420,400. Now, the median sales price of the 438 homes that sold in Staunton in 2024 was only $290,000.
So what's that mean?
That means, that's funny, that means that the median price of a home in Staunton is 31% less than the United States median.
Wow.
Or if you want to put that in dollars, that's $103,400 less. And what does that mean? That means more money for you.
In your pocket.
That's right. Or you could say it's more home for your money, or maybe it gives you the opportunity to afford a home.
It's that affordability.
Maybe you can't do that in the area that you're living in now.
Right.
Maybe you could here in this area. But like I said earlier, there's a great variety of homes and the value of homes. And if you can't find exactly what you're looking for in Staunton at the time, Then you've got Augusta County,
Right.
The surrounding homes around Augusta County, and you can find something there as well.
So next, is it a pro or is it a con that we're going to talk about next?
Yes, it is.
All right. So we're going to talk about this slower pace of life that we often get a phone call about from people. Can we just slow down in life? So the pro is, if that's what you're looking for, yes, absolutely. You're going to find it here. Or
if it's a con, if you're looking for, it's a con if you're looking for the fast hustle and bustle of the city. I mean, it's just not a huge city.
no, we've been there on both sides of that.
Yep.
So first of all, let's talk about there are plenty of businesses and commerce in town, but it's just not a big city. It's only 25,000 residents. So you're going to get to know people when you go to the grocery store, for example, and to the restaurants and all the different places in town. You're going to get to know them and you're going to be on a first name basis. So most folks here in town are really kind and helpful, and they're just really nice to be around.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about it is, you're not going to be fighting traffic in town.
Yeah, no.
You know, I mean, unless you get in a backup outside on Interstate 81 or 64. But other than that, I mean, if you work in town and you live in town,
Right.
I mean, your commute's only a matter of minutes from pretty much anywhere in town.
Right, exactly.
And I mean, as far as the downtown goes, I mean, I know
It's walkable.
we love the downtown area. And tell us a little bit about that downtown area.
The downtown area is so quaint. We have so many historical buildings downtown, and you are just going to find a lot of things to do. It's one of the United States, actually, and in Virginia, it has gotten awards for being one of the more walkable towns in the whole state of Virginia.
The downtown area.
The downtown area, right. It's a real walkable town. So if you are in a house anywhere near downtown, I know I just sold a house to some folks who are living in a house right behind the library, and they love it because they get to walk to the library and the restaurants and in town. So, you know, it's 100%, and they get to know people. And
Yeah,
that's what they
there's
want.
places that aren't walkable toward the outside of town, but like I say, down in that downtown area, especially around that area, it's very walkable, and it's just the quaint shops,
Right.
and the restaurants, and again, all the musical events and all the things that take place down there.
Right.
It just makes it a really Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, go down onto Beverly Street there. They've got the
You can
street,
hear
the
music.
restaurants pull out tables out onto the street and just kick back
So
and relax,
relaxing.
music and everything. It's just really nice. So if you're looking for a slower pace of life, Staunton, it's a slower pace, but it's not a no pace.
All right, Stefan,
Yes.
is the next one a pro or a con?
I think it kind of depends.
What's it depending on?
Well, it's a pro because
Okay.
Staunton and really the entire area here, or most of the area here, is a great place for retirees. I guess that's the pro. The con is you're getting older. So
Yeah, you had to go there, didn't you?
I did. So, but never too old to enjoy Staunton and the Shenandoah Valley, right? So, but like I say, in addition to all of the outdoor recreation, the parks, the festivals, the really hot art scene that takes place downtown and all around Staunton, really, and all the activities and really all the things that we've mentioned, in addition to a whole lot more as well that we haven't mentioned, because
Right.
you just can't fit all of those things into one video. But one of the things about, I said, it is
About
a pro.
getting older?
It is, no, not about getting older.
Oh.
We're going to talk about that.
All right.
Another pro about Staunton is a good place for retirees, and really much of Virginia is, but especially here in our area. And that one of the reasons is because in general, seniors aren't taxed on Social Security, and there's no inheritance and no estate taxes.
Which makes it super appealing.
It does. And now the thing about that is, I'm not going to say much more about that because I'm actually getting ready to do a video on the taxes of Virginia and what makes
You're not going
it.
to want to miss that.
Yeah, a lot of numbers. But like I say, I'm doing a video on the topic of why Virginia is a great place for people to retire to.
Right.
So come back and watch that one if you're getting close to those golden years. Was that nicer?
Okay. I'll let him get by with that one.
Hey, we is there.
We is not there yet.
We're close. So, but anyway, well, hey, we hope you've enjoyed this video, and it's been fun for us to talk some more about the pros and cons of Staunton. And really, Staunton has a lot going for it,
It
as you
does.
could hear. We had a couple cons today, and of course, in this first video we did, there are some cons, as well. But I don't think any place is perfect, but if you're looking for a town to kick back in and to relax, it has a lot of amenities to it as well. Staunton is a really good place. And maybe you're interested in a home in Staunton or somewhere else here in the area. What do they need to do? Remind them, Leslie.
Oh, you have got to call us, text us, or email us. Please do one of those three. All of that information is in that description down below.
And by the way, don't hesitate to do that. It's like, oh, I don't want to bother them. They're probably busy today. That's why we're here. We're here to help.
Leave us a message if we don't take it.
Exactly. But chances are we probably
will.
So anyway, those are some pros and cons, and but I think we're going to go downstairs and get some dinner, and I'm going to decide whether or not that is a pro or a con.
Oh. Is that a reflection on my cooking?
No, can you tell it's a pro? So, well, hey, we've had fun. We hope you have too. But until next time,
we'll see you around town.